And we should now be live. Good evening, everyone. Oh, sorry. I was just finishing off dinner because it arrived late. How is everyone doing? Yeah, I'm doing okay, Brinson. Hello, Nicholas. Oh. I suppose I should probably put up in the corner an image of what we are building today. Yes, this is what we are building today. We are remaking the Jurassic Cafe from the Return to Jurassic Park DLC. Because I think it's quite a nice little building. And I think it looks it'll look quite good. So I'm going to tackle this today. It's going to be quite a difficult build, I suspect. So I'm going to get that picture up on the big screen next to me. Okay, now I can see what I'm doing. Interesting. Well, how is everyone handling the heat? I've not been too bad. Dane has definitely suffered because of he's just naturally very warm as a person, so he finds it doubly hard in heatwave. Right, so what I've already done is build the roof, because the roof is kind of the determining factor for the size of the building. And I did have several goes at building the roof in the way they've done it, because we are missing some pieces to do it the way I wanted to do it. So I've had to do it a different way by sticking the windows to the outside. But it looks fine with the trim. And the walls are going to be the tricky thing, because there's actually two sets of walls at different positions in the building, and we've also got to make sure there's enough of a surrounding so that we can have the wooden poles, which are roughly in the corners but not precisely. So we're actually going to have to basically build most of this with non-gridded pieces. That's the sort of short end of the stick, as it were. But what I do want to do is start with hopefully finding a way of giving us just a base inside. Okay, right. On there. Yeah, the non-gridded pieces definitely come in handy. I just kind of wish that we had more of them. Because there are some pieces I wish we kind of had non-gridded that we don't have. Okay. Oh no, Prehistoric Kingdom changed some of the rock models. Some sections look off now. Now the walls are all smooth, which means we can use concrete 1. But we only have non-gridded short walls. And it's going to be easier to use the short walls, isn't it? It's going to make it piece heavy, but oh well. So, the first layer of wall is not... Let's have a look at this building. Okay, so it's actually, I would say, a little further back. But it doesn't go all the way up to the corner. It actually ends kind of quite short. So let's go about there. Yes. Hang on, is that even to... Yeah, it's just before... If anything, that's probably a bit too far. I would say this has to go probably in line with 1.5. Yeah, 1.5. So this one's actually a little too far. There we go. We do the same at the back, so we give it, so that's there, and where is this? It's just about level with that, so that's too much. About there? Yeah. This is actually a big crisis. That reminds me of a quote from one of my famous comedies. This is a large crisis. In fact, if you've got a moment, this is a 12-story crisis with magnificent foyer, 24-hour room service, and a giant neon sign on the roof that says, "This is a large crisis." Oh shit, did I... I had this go inside. There we go. Now we then have another layer directly under that kind of follows the same pattern as this one. So basically drops down a little bit and then goes in. I would say it needs to go in a little bit more. but it's not. It blocks off more or less that exact. I think we need to make that a little bit more central. It's about there. It feels like it's too much. I think it needs to be more there. Just lined up about halfway. It's a really complicated shape, this building. Want to make sure the lining up is correct. Okay. And then that layer that we've literally just built forms the bottom of the building. So if we grab all of these, and then duplicate and go whoomp. That is the base of the building. Now, it's difficult to know the height of the building. But if we go off the double pane window, which looks to be pretty similar to that, and we use that as a height guide, then this lot should be just about there. Although it looks like the windows were actually indented. I actually think that's a bit more reasonable. I think these can be just a little bit bigger. Yeah. That I think looks more reasonable. Now then. I'm actually going to start around the side first. Because these are pretty easy. You have you have 2 panes of window. And then you have oh, what's happening there? So, if we grab one of these, we have 2 panes, or a double pane, which is kind of indented somewhat. And there's definitely one towards each corner, because there's a column in each corner. There's one there, and then there should be one kind of there. And then this gap is filled entirely with a column piece. Which connects up here. Something that looks a little bit like that, actually. That feels like it cuts off too much. That actually feels almost exactly spot on, but again, it feels just a little bit large. This is not the right form. Ah! That feels more weird. And it's a okay. It's a non-grid as well. That works quite well. But I don't want it to cut off too much of the window panes. What's funny is it also has, so it's like positioned up here. And then it has a basing piece. How much of that? Not much there. So let's go with that. And then it's got another one underneath it that's ever so slightly wider. Like, just a little bit. Kind of like this, but it's just no, it does have a corner to it, so it needs to be like that. It's got more of a lip to it. I wish more of these were non... non-gridded. So I think we might have to use these pieces. I don't like that. I don't like that. We might just have to do it manually, I guess. So there's the bottom of that. And it's got an ever so slight. Almost exactly the same angle, but it's just a little further out. So it's like it's that angle, but basically I don't like that either. No, well. I'm gonna take some artistic liberty and use these after all. Something like that. Oops. Okay. It's artistic license, but it works. 7. Stick one in the middle of here just to that. There we go. Actually, I think that was pretty close to the one that's there, to be honest. Confirm, duplicate, rotate. And it was about, okay, so just over the edge. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Right. Now there is a column and then there is another window. So, window. And then we have a series of elements for the centerpiece, which is like multiple more columns in the middle, and then we have obviously the window. The door. So we've kind of got Okay, so we've actually got a wide column. You know what it actually looks like? It actually looks like one of these. Because it's got the lining on it. It actually looks like that. And it's like embedded in the thing here. But I don't think that's exactly going to work. So I think we're going to have to go with just a double wide one of these. This has to go basically on the, not quite the edge actually. It does look like there's there should be. I'm just gonna, just because it'll help with the rest of the building. I'm just going to. So this is about an angle though. It's like this piece but both sides. Does that make sense? It's like duplicate and rotate. It's kind of like that, but without this horrible bit in the middle. This is actually a really difficult building to do. Did you know there's a Rebirth film logo in capture mode? No, I didn't. I don't tend to. I don't tend to put the logos on my pictures in capture mode. This actually goes all the way up to the roof layer as well. It like goes up to like there. So this actually needs to be way bigger. Kind of here. That feels like it's not. It. And this should be just a little bit off. There. And then we have what looks like the standard JP column. Again, bloody tall. Same height as those. But it sticks out a fair old amount. I would say at least to about there. And then you have wide. Wide, and it needs to be long. It doesn't actually. It's not actually. Yeah, basically that. That's basically the entrance. How can it... But it doesn't stick out above the roof line. So these need to be... These need to be more angled, I think. Yeah, that looks more correct. And then you have the doorway, which is difficult to see how they've made that, actually. Hello, Chad. I'm doing okay. How are you doing? Okay, so let's grab the stand. We'll use the JP door, you know. Obviously, got to. Their door, though, comes up a lot higher than that. I would say their door comes up to about halfway, about there. Then, you've got some funky column crap going on. So, we've got like... These kind of go down. We've got two of these that go up. We've got... Whoops. We've got like a layer up here. Why is that not straight? Rotate. Why is that not straight? It's too wide anyway. I need a thin column. Why are all these columns so... That's more like it, actually. This goes... This actually sticks out from here. Why is it not straight? I don't understand. And then got like another layer just down. Doesn't actually look very nice though. Honestly, we don't really have proper thin concrete columns. That's all I want. Two of these. That's better. But this building, it looks like I've designed the building ever so slightly too wide. It's ever so slightly too wide. This should be. Just gonna. Oh, and I assume what we also need to do then is move these slightly. Move this one slightly. Then, finally finished the DIN command center. Oh, I'll be curious to see what your one looks like. Oh, talking of DIN, actually, I built this decorative little viewing area just for my the Nodosaurus enclosure. I just wanted something to put on the other side, so I built this little semicircular viewing area, which I think works quite nicely. Okay, so we then have circular columns in each corner of the windows. They're not very thick. So they are basically corner. I think about that. So do the same thing here. There are the columns. Can't get them. Oh, actually, what? The columns actually sit on. Oh, these are really far. Hang on a minute. Just noticed something. These pieces are actually quite far forward. Like almost full width. Noticed that the columns actually sit on top of that lip. So actually it's a bit of an optical illusion. Oh, it's not, because they actually sit onto there as well. Bugger. Gonna have to do a little bit of shimmying about. Just to move all these. That would require all this to be moved forwards. See, it's little bits like that on the building design where you're like, you think you've got it, and then you just notice something really small, like a really tiny decoration detail or something, and it completely throws your building's alignment out of whack. Because the column has to fit in there, in that little gap. I don't even think we have a column that's small enough to do that with. Like, it needs to be really thin. Oh, thank you, Owen. Yeah, I was hoping to maybe get this one and the gift shop done in the same stream, but I suspect I won't because this one is proving harder than anticipated. We don't have a column that's as narrow as that. Like, the smallest we can make that column is that, and that is still pretty thick. Do we have anything in fences? Nope. Anything in nope. That isn't going to assume the only thing that's narrow enough, I think, or I could make it narrow enough, is maybe one of the new pipes. There's the colorable. See, we can make that can be made narrow enough, but obviously it doesn't look right. That's a bugger. Like if the even these you can't make thin enough. What if we just manipulated things? We just change these to the same color. Oh, actually, you know what? On the actual one in game, it shows those columns as being made of concrete. But I think this building already has too much concrete on it. So what if we just changed it to the wood? There is wooden columns as part of this design. So what if we just put wooden columns in the corner of the windows instead? We won't keep them that color. We'll change the color. That fits better. This back of the building, I mean, not exactly sure what to do with this right now, because obviously we need this would just be solid. So what I'm gonna do is just get rid of these in the middle. And I'm just going to make sure they're at the same. same sort of terrace. I believe it's been a while since I've seen this building from the back, but I believe that it does have like a symmetrical side to it, but I want to give it a proper back, backstage area, so that can just be like that. Okay, so that's not too dissimilar. It now means we can do sort of the final part of the actual structure, the thing that's actually connected to the building, which is these corner logs, which are in each corner, about even there. Oh no, before I duplicate, each one has like a little squared... it's like one of those. It's it's not rounded though, it's a bit sharper than that. Trim. Didn't work as well as I thought that was going to. A piece that perfectly works. You hate it when I can't find a piece that I want. Maybe it'd just be easier to use that. Like, it's not perfect, but it does at least have the angles. I want to. Same. I'm happy with that. They are pretty thin as well. Okay, that's basically it. That is basically the right shape. Lovely. What interior do you want? I guess food 3 is the nicest looking. These side windows we are going to just change to blue. Change to blue. Right. Let's finish putting in the floors. What do you mean building constraints? Right. Probably want to fill in. There's a little bit of a gap. Just let's duplicate over. Makes sure no one can look into the roof. Nice. It is a bit of a shame we don't have the same because the pillars they've got have like all the seashells and stuff in, which we can't have because we don't have that column. So probably going to have to find a way to spruce this up a bit. Because the actual coloration of the building is basically that. It's not much different, but I am going to spruce things up a little bit. This room, I'm actually going to make... I know it's exactly the same color on the original building, but I think it would look better if we had... Just to get over the fact that all of that is the same color. Now, what can we do with the... Maybe... Doesn't really work. It's really annoying how simple this building actually is. it's like it's so simple. It's like how do I make this look less boring? I think we're gonna make these bottom columns also darker. To match these bottom columns. And then these ones slightly darker, just to make them stand out a bit. Because I don't want this whole thing to look the same color of concrete, because that's just boring. Yeah, the whole thing about Sukomime is like, I can't actually find the full article from these people that have said apparently it might not be true, a true genus. The only thing I can find is like a comparison between the Suchomimus tooth and the Cristatosaurus tooth. and even that was pretty flimsy. So I don't know. It feels to me like there isn't any evidence. I'll tell you what I do feel like though. I feel like this layer is too far forward. But it's not a perfect rendition, but I don't think it's ever going to be. I think it's near enough, and I think near enough is something I can live with. I just wish I could make it look a little bit less dull, but there isn't much we can do to make it look less dull. So. I suppose we ought to put the sign on the roof. It's annoying that we don't have the right font, but again, we'll just have to go with what we have. These are ever so slightly small. So let's reduce them in size quite a bit. Now, how is this balanced on that building? It looks like a narrow strip of wood. Looks like it's actually a trim piece. It's like it's one of those. There. There's no way of attaching that to... Okay, so yeah, we will have to use a piece of wood. And the sign is about there. It's definitely away from the structure. There we go. That's basically I think that's in the middle. And it needs to be orange. And I think what we'll do is we'll just duplicate these. And have them. Let's make that shorter. I mean, that's pretty close, I think. You put the two types of Allosaurus in the same pen and wondered why they killed each other? One frog? You are not working at my Jurassic Park. Now, we also have this little trellis arrangement in front of the building. Now, I do want to actually replicate that. So, I'm going to get rid of these. And we will actually give this building... actually give this building... The trellis is only as wide as the columns. I'm gonna have to do it all manually. Right, and then the trellis is basically made out of these things. And it's they are both about level with that. So, and height-wise, they're just a little bit. Yeah, they're about that height. So. And you basically have like one there, and then you have another one, I would say, about there. Then you have... Huh. Okay. So, really, really thin. These side. And they're about the height of door. They're about. Yeah, they're really low. They're about level to here. Both can stick out of it. You aren't helping your case. No, he is not. So these are basically supports. And then these supports are held up with very small ones sticking in. Do they go through? They do. Then you basically have a bunch of small logs on the top. So basically, these are kind of lined up like this. How wide are they? They do overhang. So they're kind of like that. That's basically it. Although the wood color isn't right. The wood color is it's more of a reddish color. It is. It's got more. It's dark. But maybe that. That's still not right. It's like a purplish. It's almost like a maroon, and then it's like a dark maroon. It's not burgundy. It's like that color, but that's the color. People don't know why Dane was laughing at me. It's because I am well known for having a hatred of the colour burgundy. I hate the colour burgundy. I almost say it needs to be darker than that, but I think I'm happy enough with that. There are tolerances here, as I am fond of saying. Right, what do we do with the back of the building? I mean, I guess we need to put a fire escape in here. Let's put that. Let's put that there. Oh, that wasn't on the ground either. Oops. Margosaurus. Oh, well, for Prehistoric Kingdom, I would love to see a Margosaurus come to Prehistoric Kingdom. If only because I think that they would actually do it well. Not that I think Evolution's Amarga is bad. I actually think Evolution's Amargosaurus is actually one of the more on-point designs that they've come up with. Okay. Time for some air conditioning units, I think. You know what? I'm going to use those. I'm going to use my new favorite objects. I adore these pipes that came with the Rebirth expansion. Like, I don't really care about the animals, but these pipes are brilliant. They're just perfect. And the fact you can change the color of them as well. Like, I definitely think my JPOG maintenance building looks so much better with these pipes on it. Okay, let's give the outlet. I think we shall put some electrical cabling in. Nice transformer box under this. Put in some wiring. Time for some decals. then we had two little planters. I noticed. They're wood. And what did they have in? They had some flowers. I don't want to use the biome ones. I think we'll stick with what the picture sort of shows. That's basically it. Like, there isn't much else on here. Like, one of the only other things is, like, they've got some plants in the corner. Some nice ferns. I think they're meant to be these, but these are a tad big. Yeah, that's basically it. It's not exactly complicated building. Let's put some lights in. Front lights are these. These are located basically on these. It feels strange to have a building that does not have flame, you know, the Jurassic Park flames. Use this. Ah, see, the torches you can't set to be always on. That's annoying. That gives it a little bit more something rather than leave that little gap empty. By the way, Fletcher, if the original Jurassic Park released today, what do you think people's reaction to it would be like? They would hate it. And if Jurassic Park was made today in exactly the same way, they would hate it. They would hate the fact that it's too slow-paced. They would hate all the talking scenes in it. They would probably rail against Ellie Sattler for being, you know, woke female girl boss character. They would probably rail against the kids. They would probably criticize the story being sympathetic to John Hammond instead of him being evil corpo guy. They would criticize the fact there's no, like, big proper dinosaur fight in it. Like, honestly, they would hate the film. Right, we do need to find some way of lighting this up. Ah, this little lip I put in here. Might actually be helpful. It works. I'm gonna make these windows white around the edges. I'm gonna make them blue. There we go. Basically it. Put a couple of wall lights in here. I do like buildings to be properly lit, so that if people are using them with, you know, times of day turned on, they look good. So many workshop projects I've downloaded off the workshop, and people haven't thought about lighting them at all, so they're just pitch black. That's not too bad. 'Cause, I mean, look. This looks nice with all the lighting properly on it. Illuminating everything properly. This looks really cool in the dark. With the UV lights at the top. The night vision lights. Get a few lights in the vegetation at the back. Should always think about lighting. Wow. Well, um, you know what? Since we are... I'm going to save this. Since we are not at the end of the stream, shall we have a go at the gift shop? Okay, so again, the gift shop I think is kind of limited by the roof. We've got... See, that's too small. Basically got that. And then under this you have a much wider one. Like super wide. But that doesn't really fit. Oh no, it does. It's basically that. Okay, hang on. It's basically this. It's basically that. Although the windows aren't in the same place, there's nothing I can do about that. Then trim now the base of the building is tricky. It doesn't seem to be that wide. And it's angled. It's actually... None of the walls are actually straight. And we don't have any bamboo walls that are not gridded. That's too much. It needs to be... This one might be trickier. Because if I show you guys what this looks like. So if I just expand that over, you can see that like this overhangs a lot because there's these wooden struts to keep it up. And then you've got the walls, but the walls themselves aren't straight. They're actually angled. And I don't think we really have the pieces to do that. I would need like bamboo that's non-gridded. I suppose I could replace it with just the normal wood. Looks like a mini visitor center. It does. Unfortunately, it probably makes it quite difficult to... These aren't gridded. This would be just too big. That would make it too large. I think this size is accurate, but it's doing the rest. Be then you have wide columns. Didn't quite work the way I thought it was going to, but oh well. That's still, you know what the problem is though? That is still not overhanging enough. This needs to overhang so much. Oh, well, this is one cramped shop. Yes, I know, Dino. I kind of feel that the method that they had with prehistoric, with Planet Coaster would be fine, where you just have like a shop like kiosk bit, and then you just add that to the building. That is not overhanging enough. The actual one in game overhangs by so much more, but we just do not have the pieces to make that work. Yeah, I mean, I will probably... I mean, let's do that now, actually. Is there anything else I want to do to this? Um... Maybe... just for a little extra detail, we'll just add some... bubbles and... kind of taken by the way the moss looked on the roof. I'm happy enough with the the roof, to be clear. Yeah, I think that's fine. Just a few decals on the ground. So what we'll do is we will add this to the workshop. There we go. And we will add that to the workshop straight away. Oh, let's have a quick look and see if there's anything interesting. Curious to see what that looks like. Dude, you just stuck a torch on top of it. Anyway. Yes. By the way, my DIN fences are now all available on the workshop. So if anyone wants specific fence types to build DIN parks, there they are. And there you go. That is loaded. Yeah, this I have no idea. I don't think we can even make that roof much wider. That's literally it. The trim. And that was the widest bit. These are all much smaller. This is probably the better thing to do it with, but obviously that would then change the shape of the whole building. These would end up with it being way too big. You know what's strange? That actually has the better positioning of the windowsill as well. I know it's not round, but technically that suits the look better. And that would give us at least some overhang. Not much though, but at least a little bit more to work with. But it is anachronistic. Whereas this is correct, but I don't see how I'm going to put the wooden struts in and make this look. These can't be resized either, can they? No. very annoying. I'm gonna have to think about that. What do we got 25 minutes left. What can we do? Let's actually, let's head it back to the Badlands, and that way you can see what I've been working on for the last few days. I'm actually gonna. Who is melting in this week? Evo, hello Evo. Everyone is melting. I'm a flesh puddle right now. To coin a phrase. Yeah, so I've been working on the Nodosaurus enclosure off stream, which is now completely done, apart from like the outer surroundings. But the Nodosaurs are happy. They do occasionally use the tunnel. Look, they do occasionally rest down here and run through here, which is all that's really there to do. But yeah, I basically spent all of yesterday doing the waterfall area and completing this little the viewing site with the little viewing area, a little here into the water there, and putting in one of my viewing towers to look into the Dippy habitat, which yeah, I'm happy with that. Basically, it means we can now kind of start the raptor enclosure off and tackle like getting the vet building put in and everything else. Flesh, that sounds like something the Bog would say. It's one of Dane's favourite sayings because he hates me. However, I'm not going to stay here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Azores. And we can put the Jurassic Cafe into our Jurassic Park. I am losing money here, so I'm going to put that safe. Yeah, you see, they're not even that much bigger than the gift shop idea I had, so yeah, gonna have to think about that. But I was thinking the Jurassic Cafe, this area here where we were like, what do we put down here? I think this is the perfect place for the cafe. So let us why is it never in order? I think we will put it just here and we can do some decorative gardening or something around the outside. Jurassic Caf. Grab our what has happened here not. What one is that? It is this. Is it? It looks the same, but that's definitely the wrong color. I'll have to figure out a Oh, why? Why are you doing this? No, didn't mean to do that. Crumbs. No. Copy path style. Thank you. Ooh. There we go. I got got there in the end. Let us grab some of these guys. What is it with the bridges? Why? You know my opinion on bridges. It's the same as my opinion on the lack of management features, or the lack of tunnels, or the lack of animal enrichment. Frontier, pull your finger out. They really did. I thought, oh well, you know, they might not be, we might not have access to them. They might be like limited to this map, but at least there is a bridge. No, it's a land bridge. Even Frontier themselves won't give themselves bridges. I feel like I should just protest outside their Cambridge headquarters. Give us a bridge. Little bastards. Oh no. When they released those map overviews ahead of the DLC launch, I was like, oh no, setting the wrong expectations, guys. Yeah. Yeah. What do you think of my rendition of the little Jurassic Cafe at Evo, by the way? I do miss the little buildings from the Return to Jurassic Park DLC. I think this turned out pretty good. The gift shop is proving harder to build because we don't have a wide enough thatch roof for it. And hopefully the next video that I make for the... well, actually, it's my turn to have a video out next week is going to be my review of the DLC. And it's going to upset people. Like, I already know that. It's going to upset people. But, it is what it is. I don't mind a little bit of imperfection with these. Makes the park feel more realistic, in my opinion. Oh. The deep water is very disappointing. I mean, I think everyone's been saying that for ages, haven't they? The deep water is very disappointing. But I suppose that's not actually true, is it? The deep water isn't disappointing. It's just, like so much of these games, it's the implementation of the deep water that's the problem. It's not the deep water itself. It's just the way that Frontier have decided to implement it. And unfortunately, that's a bit of a preview of my thoughts about the Rebirth DLC, if I'm honest. Excellent ideas, badly executed. Oh my god, I am for. Why am I not? Why did I just not fucking favorite these? Hang on. I can never find these bushes. What's a favorite? I need to spend like a whole day just going through the modular building system and deciding what I want to favorite. And this is the third game of the franchise, and we still don't have a water brush for our lagoons. Which incidentally reminds me, I need to write the script for the CEO What If I Was Making a Lagoon expansion video. And I've already decided I'm making a choice in that particular one, which might surprise people. Or rather, I know it's something that people have requested a lot that I would not do. Flowering time. There is a weird gap there. I don't like that. I want a tree. Let's have a proper tree. A Brazil nut tree? Brazil nuts feel tropical, right? Yeah, maybe we'll have another one like that. Maybe we'll have one. Yeah. I think we need some rocks. And I think I wish we could recolor the statues, or the statues came in different materials. Because as much as I like this bronze, I kind of wouldn't mind some color variation. The Rebirth Raptor skins are amazing. Honestly, it's almost worth buying the Rebirth DLC just for the Raptor skins and the Moza variant. Like, which is terrible. I would never say anyone should ever do that. But, they are pretty great. I kind of feel like I want one of my little beehives around here somewhere, actually. Let's get rid of this raptor. I want one of my little beehives. I think we'll go with this one. I'm gonna put it on top of this. And then we can put plenty of cute little flower bushes and stuff around. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Shit. It took us 6 movies to get a different color compy. Who cares about compies? I don't. Compies can remain extinct for all I care. That looks nice. I think that's a nice. Let's try and not have the bit that I haven't worked on in the shot. A Jurassic calf. Looks good. Something for our Jurassic Park, which I really need to. Can Can I zoom out, please? Thank you. I need to get back to this because there's still a lot of work to do. I still need to complete putting in all the trees around these. And ensuring the brachiosaurs are kept happy as well. There's a lot still to do. I still need to figure out if I'm happy with the bridge or if I want to change it. Don't know yet. But that at least gives us something to put in there, so I'm happy with that. Right, well, I'm going to leave this stream here for now. Sunday we will be... Sunday we will not be playing Evolution 3. Sunday I will probably decide to play something else. Maybe some War Thunder. Haven't played that in a while. Maybe some SnowRunner. Maybe some Prehistoric Kingdom. I'll have a think. And obviously, should any of you want the little Jurassic Cafe, it is up on the workshop, along with all my DIN signs, and my lovely bee houses, and a bunch of other stuff. So, it's already there. I will see folks on Sunday. So, until then, I hope you all stay cold and cool while the heat wave dies off. Exactly. Stay safe, and good night.